Good morning. Well, today's a pretty good day. We've had a really long weekend of just rain, everything's soaking. So, yeah, it's good for the garden, I guess, but it's also good for collecting rainwater. I don't have it set up right now. I think that'll be probably the next vid that I start, maybe a few vids down, that I start working on that. Currently, I've been running all the shower water and sink water from our ensuite into the IBC totes, which are these guys. And it's within 10 days, it was totally full for 1,000 liters. So that's about, I think, 300 gallons. Not too sure. But anyways, it's a lot of water. We generate about 1,000 or 120 liters a day, I think is what my guess is right now. So we went on the weekend, we bought a couple more. Like a couple more reconditioned ones. They're reasonable price. I'm looking for the ones with the metal bottoms on them because we get termites here. So I don't want to be, dealing with kind of soggy wood and stuff. Even though it's in the garage, I'd rather get those ones. It's just the price of those are really expensive. Some of them go like they're listed on Amazon or whatnot for like 900 euros or like 900 bucks, which is ridiculous. So whereas you can get the wood ones at our local like Home Depot or whatever you call it for about 170 bucks, something like that. So yeah, I'm just debating whether or not to do the top level with the wood bottoms on them, and then just use these three with the metal on the bottom for the lower level, because they should be able to take the squish of being stacked too high. Another issue that I've kind of thought about is I think I'm putting in the wrong spot. I thought originally they would go from kind of this corner, which was kind of because the garage is a bit of like a pie shape, if that makes any sense. So we've got one side that fans out a little further. So I thought, well, that'd be a great place to have them. And it's also close to where the pump will be to get the water out to the garden, to get it to all the sprinklers system. But I'm now thinking maybe that's not such a good idea. The problem is where I would have where I'm thinking now I should have done it was at the very back of the garage, which is over there. And then stack them too high because then I'm not wasting as much space, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I think for this year, I'm just going to focus on, even though it's taking up more space than I wanted, I think I'm going to focus on just building these ones. We got 3 so far. We may get up to 6 this year. I'm not sure yet. I'm not positive. Yeah, what exactly I want to do. But let's just get storm water. Let's get these hooked up today. And let's just see if I can get the filter working, because right now all the water from the shower is going right into the IBC. So what I'd like to do today is to put the other 2 IBCs down, probably on the ground at this point, and then at least pump. I only got connectors for 2 IBCs. So there's basically the big hole in the bottom where the IBC is, where there's a tap. I had originally bought 2 connectors. And the other ones, I've got another 6 or 8 coming, I can't remember now, but a bunch in case we decide in the future to get them, because they're not that expensive. But they've been taking a long time. So I've got 1 extra. We've got 3 tanks. They're supposed to come this week. I've got all the other connectors I need to hook them up. So I'm going to get that working. Let's just focus today on the inside, getting these bins together. And then what I want to do is I want to pump from the bin that exists up into one of the newer bins but have it run through the filter so that it'll get hopefully rid of some of the soap scum, and I don't know what it's supposed to do, but we'll get to see what kind of quality water comes out of it, right? And then I'll give the bottom of the original one, a bit of a shop vac, wet shop vac, suck out the bit on the bottom and dump it. So that's kind of the plan for today. We'll work on this, and then maybe it depends on the weather, but either Thursday or Friday this week, we're looking a little better for weather. The rest of this week is going to be just rain and horrible. So I'm going to switch back in again to doing the holes in the trap doors in the ceilings, and maybe even start doing some chasing of the walls to put the electrical wires, the conduits in the walls to make all the plugs. So anyways, that's the plan for today. Let's see how this works. Unfortunately, it's a bad angle for you guys to be seeing because I decided to put all the taps on the back side of them, and there's basically a space along the wall between them that I was going to walk behind and do whatever and hook hoses up and stuff like that. But we'll just see how this works for today. I'm just going to maybe focus on getting 1 bin hooked up, extra bin so I can pump it across, and then at least the 2 of them are tied together. Yeah, so it goes. So what I want to do, unfortunately, this IBC container is in the wrong position. I should have been more careful when I put it down. I just didn't think I'd fill it up quite so quickly. But anyways, what I want them to be is in a line along here, which kind of matches the wall, and it's the even space, more or less. So what I need to do is I need to take the water from this and move it into that. So I've got a pump here that I'm going to be using on the sprinkler system that will eventually pump it and spread it around, the garden, right? And do the grass and plants and flowers and stuff. So what I want to do, since I know this is already not the cleanest, I mean, it's, I wouldn't drink it. It's bath water or shower water, but I want to try pumping it through this as I go from here to there. So I'm going to set that up behind here. I'll give you the best view I can, but I'll set it up behind there, and I want to have this pump and clean it as it goes through. And then what I'll do at the bottom of this after I move it is I'll use a shop vac or a wet vac and suck all the bits or whatever junk is down there and get rid of it. Just dump it down the sewer. So anyways, that's the plan for the first step. Then I'm going to try to do all the connections on the back. I'm going to connect these two tanks together at the bottom. I'm going to have a connection with a valve on it. I don't know if I'm going to do the automatic valves today because we're not kind of in the final configuration. All right, so for my temporary setup, what I have is I have a connector that I've just quickly slammed in there. There's not any tape on it. There's not any even washers on it or gaskets or anything. And it runs from the bottom of the tank into the pump. And then the pump is pumping it up into the filter. And it's then going from the filter. I didn't even cut the hose to the right length. Just left it along a bit because I'm going to need it. And it goes to the top and into the top of the tank. So let's see when I open this up and turn the pump on if it actually works. I'm expecting there to be some water leaking because I've got no washers or gaskets on anything, so that's okay as long as I get the most of it out. Not too worried about it. Pump's on. It's going to fill that filter up. And then when it starts coming, you should see it spinning through that. Oh, there it goes. So we got it pumping. Surprisingly, not a lot of leaks considering there's no tape or gaskets or anything. A little drip down here, that's fine. A little drip towards the pump, that's fine, but good. Look at how much is coming down so quickly. Wow. It's not bad. That just shows you how much water we're going to be using, because this is sort of the same pressure that happens when you run a tap. More, but still. So we're already a fifth done. Not sure the water's any cleaner. but at least all the big bits of stuff will be out of it. There are bits of plastic, I think, and if there's any lint or hair or any weird stuff like that, that should be out. Still getting a bit bubbly, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. Looks pretty clean. Not drinkable, but still. You look in there, you can see all the soap scum and bits of stuff. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to get rid of, hopefully. Look at all that down there. Eek. I think we're done pumping. There's still a bit coming out. It looks less scummy, that water in there, considering what it looked like before. So that's good. I'll let her stop jiggling about. I just don't want to run the pump when it's dry. That should be fine. I think I'm going to use the vacuum. I'm going to say that worked out pretty well. It got rid of all the sand and grits and little bits of plastic from when I cut the holes. So that's fantastic. Now I can just hook up the filter so that it comes in the top of here. And then I'm going to connect the two bottoms so that they'll equal out, if that makes sense. And yeah, that'll be the first step. And then I'll have to wait on parts for the next stage of this, unfortunately. But yeah, fantastic. So that's a good tip. Make sure you know to vacuum out your IBCs. It worked really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect up the bottom of these two and have an outlet on it, which I can turn off. And that outlet will be what kind of determines whether it's going to go to the fountain or if it's going to go to the sprinkler system. And what I'm going to do is have two valves and two basically T connectors that look like this. So the T connectors will come on, or just one anyways, and then basically a valve will come on here, or a valve will come on here, and I'll have that automated. And so this way it'll say, okay, I want the water to be going out from the pump to the, or sorry, just to be going either to the pump or to the fountain. Is that making sense? Probably not. It's a very complicated setup. It's something I'll do is I'll make a like a diagram or something eventually and post that up for you to look at it. But the whole point of this is that I want to be able to take this water and I want to be able to fill the fountain with it, or I want to be able to use it on the grass and plants and whatnot. So in order to do that, and to be able to use all of these containers, including ones that are above, what you need to do is connect them all up. So this one will be connected to this one, which will be connected to this one. And then the one here will be above the one above, and the one there will be the one above, and the one there will be the one above. And then this one above here, and this one above here, and this one above here will be connected as well. So as this fills up with water, the whole system needs to have air being released out of it. So if you have water going into something, you've got to have something coming out. It's got to be equalized, the pressure, right? So in order not to get locked up and get stuck, basically what you need to do is be able to vent the air. So what I will be doing is I will be taking these caps on these things here, on the top of the lids. I'm going to be drilling a hole into them, and I'm going to basically run pipes similar to that, like that, outside and then up. And then as long as they're above the level of the tank on the top, so if you can imagine another 3 of these on top, so as long as that pipe is higher than the whole height of the thing, then it won't leak. Which seems a bit weird, but it doesn't. So basically water will never go higher, even though there's all this weight below and it fills up. It'll always go from the bottom and fill up, if that makes sense. So even though there's a space, and even though all these connections are kind of weird, it won't come out of this one and like squirt out as long as the top of it is above the top of the top tank. Apparently. I've never done it because I've never done this before, but that's how it should work. So the whole idea is, for now, I'm just going to connect these two because I'm waiting on a connector for this one, and we're waiting on for some more tanks that we're going to stack on top of this. So I'm not going to do all the venting stuff right now. So what I'm going to do for venting is just put the lid on loose, and that should be fine. I just want to make sure no cats or rodents or something falls in there, right? But yeah, that's the plan anyways for today. It's just simply to connect those two at the bottom and have a way for it to exit out to the pump or out to the fountain, which I'm probably going to hook up first, the fountain, and then try actually filling the fountain, which would be kind of interesting. But yeah, let's try that. On this guy, I'm just going to basically connect this and then turn it around the corner like that. So he's going to go to a T, which is going to go on the next one. That one's going to go out to the pump or to wherever we want to do. In this case, I'm just going to do the fountain. And the other one is going to connect to this guy. So on this bin, it is going to be connected like that. So there'll be a guy coming out, and he's going to go up and inside of this one. It's going to run this way to the other bin. And this one on this side is going to go out, and that's what's going to go towards either the fountain or to the irrigation system. If that makes sense. All I'm doing is putting these together like you would for a irrigation system in the garden. Now, the way this is set up, the water, if I open this valve that has all the water in it, it should go along and go into this one here. And because I've got a valve at the other end, it shouldn't come out over here. Should I try it? Let's give it a go. Seems to be filling. Yeah, not too many leaks that I can see of at this point. So what'll happen is this bin will equal out with this one, as long as there's air escaping. Not feeling a lot of leaking either side. There's a drip here or there, I don't care at this point, but seems pretty good. I'm going to let it equalize. And let's come back to that and see what we can do. Next thing I'm going to do is connect the line that comes from the gray water pit outside in the patio, which is this one, up to the filter. So I'm just going to take this clamp off down here and hook it on that. And then I think we should be good to go again. There we go. And then he just goes onto this. We'll tighten up. Screwdriver. Go. Now, I should be able to put the pump back on, which I've had to have off for a few days, and have 2 bins instead of 1. And then once I get that little piece at the bottom, the little connector at the bottom down here, that goes on to this 3rd bin, I can do the same thing. I'll put another T here, like I've done over there, and it will run from this one to that one. And then we'll go 3, and you just keep expanding and expanding and expanding, and it's gets to be a lot of water. Let's go plug the pump in. And that's that. So that's going to be it for today. It's cool though, because I've basically doubled my IBC storage just by doing that. That just emptied out what was in there. And over the next, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, you'll see that that will eventually even out. And that's kind of how the whole system works. Is it just, because of the pressures and the weight of the water, one pushes up and they all get even. So as soon as I get that last connector, well, I'm buying a whole bunch of them coming at once. I originally just bought 2 because I thought, well, we won't fill that quick, but we did. So the next hunt basically is to decide how many we're going to need. So, and how to get more of these metal ones, or to decide to do the wooden ones. Yeah, and I can also store some in the fountain, which I may start doing, is pumping this into the fountain. But for now, it's been a good day. I've got doubling my water storage. Probably by the end of next week, mid next week, I'll have the next adapter. It means I can get that one going, which gives me 3 times as much. And then I can store it in the fountain as well. So priority for actual watering the grass in the gardens isn't there right now. It's more important to get the electrical done, but because I filled this up so much quicker than I expected, I'm having to kind of hop on and hop off for these videos. So what I may end up doing is do these little update videos that go along and then put something together at the end with all these bits and pieces that kind of give you a whole overview of the whole system with the diagram and with everything that I've done. And then it'll make a much more sense, I think, more or less how you would do this if you want to do this yourself. But for now, I'm storing water, which is the main deal, and it's looking pretty good. So anyways, have a great week, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Ciao.